Yo, what's up YouTube? ProTech here, back with another StarCraft 2 video for you. This is game number 2 of the 30-day Twitch ban series. If you want the information in full on what's been going on, it would behoove you to watch the first video. You'll also notice in the top left of the screen, there is a name and a dollar amount. During this series that I'm doing, I'm going to be shouting out all of the supporters during this difficult time. So big shout out to Paul for your $50 contribution, man. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out, dude. Really gets me motivated to make these videos for you guys. But yeah, this will be game 2. We got a probe in our base, so we're gonna take double gas so our gases don't get stolen. He may just straight up be cannon rushing. And if he is, it's gonna be hard to stop. Absolutely didn't want a Chrono Boost there. So it doesn't look like he's cannon rushing. To be honest, in this matchup, I haven't really figured out how to play. Legacy of the Void as Protoss versus ZP is really hard to do. I think at the end of the day, the best composition to go for is an air composition. But the problem is that if you go for an air composition, they all in you, most of the time you just die. Wasn't really gearing up for an attack, bro. So I was completely out of position for that Oracle because my teammate said go, and his Oracle flew in as my units were leaving my base. So he didn't get like a whole lot of units, but the problem is that he delayed my gas mining, so his air count will be better than mine. Like basically the whole game. Not to mention I've invested into, how much are these? I've invested 100 gas into stalkers, I've invested 200 gas into sentries, and I've invested 50 gas into adepts. Which basically just means that his air army is going to be better than mine the entire game. It's also very common to see people do feed strategies. So his teammate could also be feeding him resources to get a higher Phoenix count. That could have been way worse, but as it stands, that really wasn't that bad. In fact, I'd say that that's actually really good, because when he left, he had the same Phoenix count that I did. Either way, I still don't feel like I'm ahead in any way, shape, or form. My teammate, see, here's another problem. I don't actually think we're going to be able to win this game. Because my teammate, for some reason, is going double reactored starport Viking, which makes absolutely no sense. He's basically, he's built too much production for the gas intake that he has. In other words, he's just not being efficient, like, at all. So yeah, kind of like what I predicted. We're not going to have a ground army to deal with this. So yeah, there's no way to win that game. That teammate was really bad. Basically, in order for us to win this game, that teammate... Well, I mean, you could see in the scoreboard. First of all, Protoss is just super fucking weak against Zerg and Protoss in the early stages of the game. There's a lot of things that you have to do, like, for example, like in that last game, ideally what I would have wanted to do was I would have wanted to make one gateway and expand, right? The problem is that on this map, it's very common to run into early spawning pools and like early gateway units, right? And if it's a 12 pool, if I've gone for or like an early scout, I can't get the zealot out in time to seal my wall because those 5 resources, that's just how the timing works out. So there's no way to know. There's no way for me to know exactly what they're doing, right? In this game, ideally, would want to cut all of the gateway units aside from maybe just like 2 and crank up my Stargate production a lot sooner because then I could get the snowball going. Because I invested 200 gas into sentries and I invested 50 gas into stalkers, or 100 gas into stalkers, and then 50 gas into adepts. So that's 2 Stargate, that's 3 Phoenixes worth of gas that I invested into that did absolutely nothing for me. And the main issue that we had was we just had a bad teammate. He didn't open with Reaper, so he didn't scout. He opened with a Cyclone drop that didn't do anything and is very, very ill-advised against Stargate opens. Anything Starport is really bad against Stargate opens. Why? Because Phoenix are just better than everything Terran can do at that phase of the game, right? So essentially all that happened was they got to do whatever they wanted. And it's because I had a bad teammate. Like you can see in the score, he mined. For me, it's justifiable because Protoss is just weak against this composition, right? Terran is not weak against this composition. If you know how to play Terran, you are never going to be behind, right? So there's no justification for him having 2,000 less resources mined. No justification whatsoever. He also scored 8k less than me, who was playing from behind. So, bad teammate, whatever. But anyway, so at the end of each video, I'm going to be checking my PayPal, and I'm going to list the supporters at the top left of the screen. You know, just to kind of give an appropriate shout out to people who are supporting this channel, you know, while I'm away from my live stream. So Picasta, thank you very much for the $50 tip, dude. I really appreciate it. And then Jan, the thing about that, there's like, I don't really want to. I know Picasta, that's why I use his name, but I don't know like the handles that you guys normally use on Twitch. So I got another donation here, but I don't really want to put your name. I guess I could just put your first name. Yeah, I guess I'll just do first names. I won't do last names. Yeah, I guess that will work. So, A, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. $10 donation from Jan, $50 donation from Picasta. I really appreciate your guys' support while we're dealing with this Twitch issue. So if you guys like the video, hit that follow button, or excuse me, hit that like button. If you like the channel, click that sub button, and I'll put all my social links and all that stuff in the description below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Peace out.